Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told as a podcast.
It's great to be back.
On today's deep dive, we're taking a look at one of the most famous people on the planet, Rihanna.
Rihanna Fenty, born in 1988 in Barbados.
What a place to grow up.
I know, right?
You could definitely hear those Caribbean influences in her early music.
Absolutely. Especially in those first two albums, Music of the Sun and A Girl Like Me.
You know, it's funny, thinking back to those early days.
Oh, how so?
When she first hit the scene, critics kind of wrote her off as just another teen pop star.
Ah, remember those takes.
Talk about missing the mark.
Well, it's true that there were comparisons to Beyoncé early on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she hadn't quite found her own lane yet.
But then came 2007.
And Good Girl Gone Bad.
It's like, bam, everything changed.
That's a great way to put it.
And of course, there's Umbrella,
A global phenomenon.
topping the charts in 13 different countries.
And staying at #1 in the UK for a full 10 weeks.
That's got to be some kind of record.
It certainly solidified her status as a pop icon.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
But Umbrella did more than just get stuck in everyone's head.
What do you mean?
It showed a new side of Rihanna, both musically and visually.
It was definitely a more edgy, more confident Rihanna.
And it's around this time that she really starts focusing on her craft.
Really?
Yeah, she even began vocal training with Neo.
Wow. Talk about dedication.
You can really hear the impact of that training in her later albums, like Loud.
That album was such a departure from her early work.
Yeah, the critics who'd initially questioned her vocal abilities were totally blown away by her range and power.
You know, speaking of growth and evolution, Rihanna's career took a pretty dark turn in 2009 after that incident with Chris Brown.
Yeah, that was a difficult time for her, for sure.
It really affected her music, too.
Absolutely. Rated R, the album she released later that year, was a lot darker and more introspective.
It must have been so hard to channel such a personal trauma into her music.
Absolutely. But she did it.
And it connected with so many people who'd been through similar experiences.
It showed incredible strength and resilience.
And that's what makes Rihanna so compelling, right?
What do you mean?
Even in the face of adversity, she keeps evolving, keeps experimenting.
Like incorporating dubstep into Rated R.
Exactly. And later even exploring rock influences.
She's constantly pushing boundaries.
And then there are those amazing collaborations.
Like what?
Eminem on Love the Way You Lie, Kanye West on All the Lights.
And don't forget Nicki Minaj on Fly.
Such a diverse range of artists and genres.
It really showcases her versatility.
But for me, those collaborations are more than just smart career moves.
How so?
They demonstrate her genuine artistic curiosity.
It's like she's always searching for new sounds, new ways to express herself.
And her vocal performances on songs like Love the Way You Lie, Part 2, and California King Bed are just stunning.
Her voice has evolved so much from those early pop days.
It's deeper, more soulful, more emotionally charged.
Really captivating.
But you know, Rihanna isn't just a musical powerhouse.
Who else?
She's a straight-up business mogul.
It's true.
Her net worth is in the billions.
Making her the wealthiest female musician on the planet.
It's just mind-blowing.
And her business ventures aren't just extensions of her brand.
Right. They're actually disrupting entire industries.
I love that point.
Take Fenty Beauty, for example.
Oh, yeah.
By offering an inclusive shade range for all skin tones, she completely revolutionized the beauty industry.
It wasn't just about makeup.
Exactly. It was about representation.
Making everyone feel seen.
And it forced other brands to rethink their approach to diversity.
It's what's now known as the Fenty effect.
A perfect example of how she uses her platform to advocate for something she truly believes in.
And how it can create real, tangible change.
Now, before we get into all that,
The Fenty effect and Rihanna's influence.
yeah, that and her activism, personal life, you name it.
Sounds fascinating.
I want to make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the rest of this deep dive. We'll be right back.
And we're back, continuing our deep dive into the incredible world of Rihanna.
It's just amazing to think about how far her influence reaches. Like we were just talking about Fenty Beauty.
Yeah, a true game changer.
But that's really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to her business ventures.
So true.
There's also her lingerie line, Savage X Fenty.
Another major industry disruptor.
Right. And like Fenty Beauty, Savage X Fenty really challenges traditional beauty standards and focuses on inclusivity.
Yeah, it's remarkable how she's managed to disrupt not just one, but two massive industries.
It's not like she's just slapping her name on these brands either.
Nope, not at all.
She's deeply involved in their development and creative direction.
From the ground up.
But hold on, there's more.
More.
Oh yeah, She's even dipped her toes into acting.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's had roles in movies like Battleship
Oh.
and Ocean's 8.
I mean, her acting career hasn't quite reached the same level as her music or her business ventures.
True, but it just shows how much she loves to explore different creative avenues.
Yeah, she doesn't like to be limited.
That's what I love about her, this constant desire to evolve and challenge herself.
Totally.
It's like she's saying, don't put me in a box.
I'm a multi-hyphenate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of using her platform to break boundaries, let's talk about Rihanna's activism and philanthropy.
Yeah, she's never been shy about speaking out against injustice and advocating for the causes she believes in.
And let's be real, her voice carries a lot of weight.
Especially when it comes to issues like racial injustice, gender inequality, and LGBTQ+ rights.
She's not afraid to challenge the status quo, which has earned her a lot of respect, not just from fans, but from activists as well.
Big time.
Remember back in 2019 when she declined to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show?
In solidarity with Colin Kaepernick.
Yep. What a powerful statement that was. It showed she was willing to put her principles above a massive career opportunity.
I know, right? It sparked a ton of conversation about the role of artists in social movements.
Yet it really showed that she wasn't just paying lip service to these issues. She was willing to take real action and make a genuine sacrifice to stand up for what she believed in.
Powerful stuff.
And her commitment goes way beyond just speaking out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Her Clara Lionel Foundation, named after her grandparents, supports education and healthcare initiatives all over the world.
Amazing.
And on top of that, she's donated millions of dollars to tons of different causes, including disaster relief efforts and organizations fighting against HIV/AIDS.
It's obvious that she's not just using her platform to raise awareness. She's actively working to make a real difference in the world.
This dedication to philanthropy adds another layer to her public image, wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
It shows that her commitment to social justice runs deep.
Very deep.
All right, so shifting gears a bit
Me too.
to her personal life.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, Rihanna has had some high-profile relationships in the past, but her current relationship with A.P. Rocky just seems different.
How so?
Like they really seem to be on the same wavelength.
Nice.
They welcomed their first son back in May 2022.
Oh, wow. I had almost forgotten about that.
And then, get this, during her epic Super Bowl LVF halftime show performance in 2023, she revealed that she was pregnant with their second child.
Wait, seriously? During the performance?
Yeah, it was incredible.
Talk about making headlines.
I know. And just like that, she became the first person to ever headline the Super Bowl while pregnant.
It's like another example of how she constantly defies expectations and breaks barriers.
It was truly iconic.
Yeah.
And then, a few months later, they welcomed their second son into the world.
Busy lady.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's so inspiring to see her embracing motherhood while continuing to just kill it in her career.
And on her own terms.
Exactly. Speaking of that Super Bowl performance, it was such a triumphant return to the stage after taking a 5-year break.
5 years. Wow.
I know. But it was like she never left. A medley of all her biggest hits, showcasing her incredible catalog and just undeniable stage presence.
I bet the energy was electric.
Oh, it was. Even while pregnant, she was just glowing.
That performance really reminded everyone of her global impact and her ability to connect with audiences of all ages and backgrounds.
It's kind of hard to believe that she started as this shy girl from Barbados
Yeah.
and has become such a powerhouse in the world of entertainment, fashion, and activism.
It's truly remarkable.
Now, before we get into our final thoughts on Rihanna's legacy,
Okay, I'm ready.
there's something we need to talk about.
What's that?
Something that, while difficult, is an important part of her story.
Okay, I'm listening.
Back in 2009, she was involved in a very public domestic violence case with Chris Brown.
Yeah, difficult topic.
There was a traumatic event that unfortunately really brought the issue of domestic violence into the spotlight.
And that leaked photograph of her injuries.
It sparked outrage across the country.
And led to calls for stronger privacy laws to protect victims.
It was a painful reminder that domestic violence can happen to anyone.
Even those in seemingly glamorous celebrity relationships.
And Rihanna's courage in speaking out and using her platform to raise awareness has undoubtedly helped countless others who have experienced similar trauma.
It takes real strength to do that.
It does. Now, it's easy to want to define her by this incident.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be right.
It's crucial to remember that it's just one chapter in a much larger story.
So true.
Rihanna has shown her strength and resilience time and time again,
Absolutely.
channeling her pain into art and using her platform to advocate for others.
Yeah, she refused to be silenced or shamed. Instead, she used her experience to empower others and fight for change.
What a testament to her character and her unwavering spirit. So with all of that in mind, let's move into the final part of our deep dive
Okay, let's do it.
and try to really understand what Rihanna's lasting legacy will be.
I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
But before we do that,
What's up?
make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this.
We'll be right back to wrap up our deep dive into the one and only Rihanna. All right, we're back, ready to wrap up our Rihanna deep dive.
Let's do it. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It has, from Barbados to global superstardom, chart-topping hits, groundbreaking businesses, from survivor to advocate.
It's a story of resilience, creativity, pushing boundaries, and staying true to herself.
No matter what, never letting anyone define her or dictate her path.
It's so inspiring. Someone so successful also using their platform to advocate for change and empower others.
And she does it all with such authenticity. I think that's what really connects with people.
It does. She's not afraid to be vulnerable, to share her struggles, to speak out against injustice.
It makes her relatable, even with all the fame and fortune.
Exactly. So as we wrap things up, I'm curious, what do you think Rihanna's lasting legacy will be? What will she be remembered for?
Wow, that's a great question. I think it's multifaceted. On one hand, there's her music.
Obviously, over 250 million records sold worldwide.
9 Grammys. And so many hits that have become part of our culture.
Her impact on music is undeniable.
But it goes so far beyond music, doesn't it?
It really does.
I mean, she's reshaped the beauty industry.
Yeah.
Challenged traditional beauty standards.
And redefined what it means to be a successful businesswoman in the 21st century.
Fenty Beauty was a total game changer.
Absolutely. It forced the entire industry to confront its lack of inclusivity, to cater to a wider range of skin tones.
And then Savage X Fenty did the same thing for lingerie.
Promoting body positivity, embracing diversity.
It had never been done like that before.
And she's done all of this while remaining fiercely independent and outspoken.
Never afraid to use her platform to call out injustice.
Whether it's racial inequality, police brutality, or LGBTQ+ discrimination.
A true advocate.
Not just talk either. Through the Clara Lionel Foundation, she's made a huge impact on education and healthcare around the world.
A real commitment to making a difference.
So, what does it all mean for the average person? For someone listening to this feeling inspired?
What can we take away from Rihanna's journey?
I think there are a few things. First, authenticity matters. A lot.
People connect with realness.
Yeah, with someone who's not afraid to be themselves, flaws and all.
And never underestimate the power of your voice.
You don't have to have millions of followers to make a difference.
Even small acts of speaking out against injustice can have a huge impact.
Absolutely. And finally, I think Rihanna's story reminds us that we can all evolve and grow.
She's constantly reinventing herself, pushing boundaries, refusing to be put in a box.
It's a challenge for all of us.
Yeah, to embrace change.
Step outside those comfort zones.
Never stop learning and growing.
And never lose sight of your values. What's important to you?
Just like Rihanna, using her platform for causes she believes in no matter what.
It's a good reminder that we can all make a difference, even in small ways.
As long as we stay true to ourselves and fight for what we believe in.
Well said.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Rihanna.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've enjoyed the journey as much as we have.
Definitely.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning.
And keep pushing those boundaries.
We'll be back soon with another fascinating story.
See you then.